Good morning. Happy Sunday, everybody. So, you're going to laugh. Now, we're looking in the bottom left-hand corner. I'm going to try to do this so it's reasonably still. It's rough out here this morning. It was like the Garden of Eden at my house when I came out to my dock. It was still and quiet, and there was fog, and I get underneath the 81 bridge, and it's a howling east wind out here, and changed my whole way of thinking. So now I'm in 2-footer, white cap. It's going to be a 2-bag kind of day, but here's what I'm going to say. It's going to be a hell of a fishing day. So I came out and I wanted to go to a certain spot, and I wasn't able to get there. Well, I mean, I certainly could have got there. I just didn't feel like it. I didn't feel like getting beat up, which is what's happening right now. And so I stopped short here in the West End. Now, the thing about the West End and the thing about any other spot you're going to go, I don't care what lake you fish, where it is, you got to go find them. You got to take a few minutes and listen. I get the whole, I don't have a whole lot of time to fish. I just want to get out where I got them the last time, and I don't know why I got. Man, this is crazy. All right, let's try this a different way. You got to go find them, like anything else. And I was thinking earlier, you could be the best stick in the game. You go start doing your thing where they're not, what good's it going to do you? So finding them, and I know a lot of times people are a little intimidated by their electronics. I wanted to show you what I'm looking for today. It's a little unruly, and I'm going to make everybody nauseous if they keep watching the camera go like this. But so I see some scattered bait. I slowed down early. I didn't even go as far as I wanted to. But this east wind pushes life into the West End. And the West End funnels down like this. So when it gets pushed in, I'll tell you what, you can whack them anywhere. But when this West End gets right, and it's usually because of an east wind, and during an east wind, I mean, I've been out here in 4-footers just lacing them every cast because they're so riled up and there's so much life pushed into this end of the lake. And so you brave the waves sometimes. Boy, it's just smash daddy fishing one right after another. I think that's what this is all of a sudden set up to be. It was calm yesterday. Everything on the whole lake went kind of spread out, and Wiz and I found that yesterday. You were catching one here, one there, in spots that should have had, a bunch of fish and multiple bites off each spot and during each spot. Boy, that's brutal. Oh, you got to put the Mauis on, and all of a sudden my eyes go, I stopped short, and now I'm going to go find them. And I see a ton of scattered bait, and every time I see a solid scan of bait, there's predator marks underneath it. This bait is all high. Those fish we kept yesterday, we kept 4 of those keepers yesterday, Wiz and I, and we had spit up whole perch, 4 and 5 inch perch in their bellies. So I found life, I found food, I found marks with them. And another thing is, when I'm coming upwind, Captain Tony Buffa told me this years ago, you look for the foam lines. The foam tells you the actual wind direction. And I always, when I'm looking with my electronics, I'm laying down a plot trail on my GPS, and I'm always trying to drive as true into the wind as I can while I'm marking, so as if I see a pile and I want to go right back over them without spot locking on them. And then a day like today, you could spot lock, but boy, it would be a strain on your motor, to say the least, and it would be in a constant state of cavitation, up and down and up and down. So if I'm going to go and drift back over them, I want to know that I'm going precisely upwind of them, so when I spin my boat, deploy my bags, I'm going to come right back down that same line. And then I watch it on my graph to make sure that I come back down that same line, because I want to know where I saw those fish, if they're still there, and I can get right back to them. You know, so those are those three components of finding them. So now we've located bait, we see marks around it, we get our drift, our set and drift set up. I'm going to leave you, I'm going to stop, I want to get back over these fish and put my bags out and get fishing, so I'll be back.